So we just had a historic upset with Zohran Mamdani as now on track to be mayor of New York. Well, first off, congratulations, New York. You already have super high taxes. I hope you're excited for more high taxes. And also, I was checking out this dude, and he has some pretty extreme positions. I mean, if you want to have like a government run grocery store, okay, socialism doesn't work, but we're moving on from that. I'm not necessarily against free public transportation. That's not too crazy to me. But the thing with his rhetoric, and when it comes to Donald Trump, for instance, he wants to say that ICE is a bunch of fascists, etc., etc. Yeah, apparently enforcing rule of law and immigration law makes you a fascist. That's fine. I mean, if you want to take that point of view, go ahead. But we're on high alert now. We just attacked Iran. They're pissed off. They have proxies probably within the United States. And these people are hell bent on harming Americans. And one of the most iconic places, oh, what was that thing that happened all those years ago that had a mass casualty event? I don't remember, whatever. But if he's not going to cooperate with Donald Trump's administration and ICE and trying to protect Americans, I don't want to hear any of these liberals complain once we have a complete fallout in our intelligence agencies being like, yeah, there was people who were security threats in New York. And God forbid if something happens. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just worried about it. And we had this new, completely left-leaning lunatic, we'll call him, as mayor of New York. And like I said, if you want to enforce immigration law, that doesn't make you a racist. And also, there are people here who are bad actors that it's ICE's responsibility to get them out of the country. And now we have this idiot in charge who's not going to cooperate with federal authorities at all. That's the biggest problem with all this. Say if something happens, I'm not saying there's going to be something to happen, but I'm a big believer in Murphy's Law. And anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and just all the pieces lining up. And I'm not one of these like so-called progressives. I mean, at the beginning of my channel, my political views have always kind of been the same. I'm a conservative Democrat, and I would have gone with Cuomo. And I think Cuomo didn't do himself any favors with the younger base of the Democratic Party. At least with Kamala, she tried to that she cared about having a two-state solution. But it seems like the Democrats are falling over themselves to try to get Israeli lobby money. And obviously that's not too popular right now. What's really sad is we have a lot of leftists online here who just hate Israel, just straight up hate Israel. I mean, you can criticize them the way they're waging the war in Gaza. I've done that. But to use the G word and say that they're deliberately targeting Palestinians because they're Palestinians, that's kind of up because I don't think the IDF is going door to door just killing people because they're Palestinians. That's not happening. It's really hard to go after an enemy in Hamas who embeds themselves in civilian populations. But apparently the online left has found an ally. And it's not just people like that. There's a bill in Congress called Zero Tax Dollars for Terrorists. And the only people I see supporting that bill are Republicans. I mean, I don't agree with people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she's been very helpful in trying to get that bill up to the floor. And Mike Johnson is trying to make sure there's not a bunch of crap attached to it. And it's going to be ironic because there's going to be people voting against it. And that's why they're trying to get all the crap and the pork out of the bill, because that way they can pin that on them, being like, why do you support tax dollars for terrorism? And it makes no sense because there are people in Congress, including Democrats, who want to have a working relationship with the Taliban. The Taliban have child sex slaves. I don't know how you can defend that, online liberals, and say that somehow the Republican Party is worse. I mean, some of the stuff I hear online is borderline like terrorism sympathy. I don't like to name names, but I'm gonna name a name. Let's take an idiot like Hassan Piker. Hassan Piker has literally had people on his channel who are parts of groups like the Houthis. I don't know how anyone could defend this dude, because he definitely would say say if there was a mass casualty event in the United States, let's hope it doesn't happen, but let's say it happens. They'd be like, this is because of our support of Israel. And I'm like, Israel is a convenient ally to us just because they kill the people who want to kill us as well. I know it's the Jews who are doing everything. I know. You wonder why a lot of these people think you're anti Semitic, Hassan. And let's get back to the mayor, of course, because the mayor to me, also, like some of his views, let's have price controls on rents. And I'm like, okay, if you want price controls on rents, and I worked in real estate, I was an assistant to a broker that if you have rent controls, you've just created a new incentive structure, liberals. Let's explore the new incentive structure. You're going to cap me. I can only charge this much for rent. Okay, if I can only charge this much for rent, let's say it costs me more money to actually maintain and keep that apartment nice. Well, you've just changed my incentive structure. I can only charge this much amount of money. Well, I'm going to let your house go to now. Have fun living in a something breaks. Apparently, I'm responsible to fix it. I mean, I will fix it. I'll just get to it in like 8 months. So price controls don't work. Socialism doesn't work. And the younger generation in New York is going to have a good time with their new policies. Let's just hope this doesn't have dire consequences for the rest of us.